It's often said that you cannot give what you don't have, but that is not always the truth. Can you just imagine? Most of us, maybe our parents never had so much good education, yet they thrived to ensure that we had very good education. It, Sometimes the elders will say the elders have more experience than the younger ones. Then the experience might have profited them or otherwise, but they will still share it with you. I say this to say this, that you might not be rich, but you can teach your children to be rich. How do you do this? What are the things to teach them? I'm going to be showing you on the other side. Join me as we look at this important topic.
Waking up at dawnlight, breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step our journey's clear, success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong, in this rhythm we belong. Skies are high, but so are we, building castles where we're free. Gonna rise up, we won't fall.
All right, you are welcome. I'm super happy to see you, to have you on the program, and I want to appreciate you for joining in. This is about the 28th edition of the program, Financial Intelligence for Smart Parents. And you continue to show up. For those of us that maybe this is the very first time, if this is the very first time of you joining us on this training, I want to encourage you, click on the subscribe button. We have about 20-something series behind that have trained us on different things, the mindset of a financially intelligent parent. We've taught about setting goals, how to teach your children about money, and several other things like that. The last episode was on words that are powerful. I need you to go and watch that one. The words are powerful, how your words changed the life or formed the life of your children. And today it's going to be a very fantastic one. I want you to pay attention. I'm going to be giving you 5 principles, and you want to pay attention to the last one. Now, quickly, just like I said at my opening speech, many persons will tell you you can't give what you don't have, but it's not the truth. You might have some experience that you acquired in the process of your growth. You never use them. There are some things that you know now that if you had known them some couple of years ago, maybe you would have been taking, or you would have taken a different decision from what you had. And today, maybe things would have been better. Now, if you have those kind of information, is it enough for you to say, because you never use them, they will not be useful for your children? We all want our children to become better version of what we never became. We want them to succeed better than what we have achieved. But then the question is, what are we going to be doing differently? What are we going to be teaching them differently from what we were taught, or from what we know, or what we even did? So you pay attention. We'll be looking at a godly guide to financial success, empowering parents to raise wealthy and wise children. So just stick along with me. Let's go. Your child is not going to be behind. You have to set them at the forefront. So in this very crucial aspect of parenting, you can shape the future of your children by teaching them about money. There's something that I realize. We teach them a lot of things, how to be courteous. We send them to school in the process that when they go to school, they are going to become educated and they are going to be successful. But that is not always the case. we found out that education alone is not good enough to make a child successful. So the act of teaching them things about money early is very, very important. And when I say early, it doesn't matter if that child is 18, 20, and they are still in your under your custody. You can still talk to them. Even if they are above that, you can still give them good advice and they will still work with it. Oh, but then if they are still very, very young, then I will say it's a very good opportunity for you to be a good financial coach to the children. So whilst and in this process, I'll be telling you some of the things that the wealthy people, the way the wealthy people teach their children about money and about life. If you teach them the same thing, if you teach your children the same thing, they will probably achieve the same results, maybe not as fast, but at the end, they will achieve a kind of same result. So, what are the things that you should teach your children early as good stewards? And before I go on, just give me a little. Before I go on, I want to tell you also, I've been using some biblical principles. Just like I said in one of my training, that principles are the same, methodologies may be different. It doesn't matter what kind of religion you belong to. One thing is this, there are principles. Just like I said, if it doesn't matter how religious I am, whether I fast, I pray, the law of gravity will always work on me if I go wrong. If you say you love God, you serve God, no matter the kind of religion you belong to, if you go step out of a 10-story building, the law of gravity will work on you. But at the same time, when you talk of financial principles are the same thing. It works for you, whosoever you are, whatsoever sect you belong to. And what I want it to do for you, what I want you to see this principle do for you, is to see it work for you and work for your children. Have you ever boarded a flight before? And in that flight, you said, who is the pilot? What religion is he? What kind of prayer does the pilot say before he flies? That will determine whether I will go with that pilot or not. Have you ever done that? All you want is that whatsoever the man is doing, let him get me to my decision safe and sound. That is what you want. So these principles will work for you no matter who you are and your level of beliefs. So number one, teach the children to earn money. No free money anywhere. As early as possible, you have to begin to teach children that they need to earn. EARN, they need to earn. And for them to earn, they have to learn. LEARN. So if you remove L from learn, you get earn. So you should teach them to learn to earn money. They learn to earn money. Okay, how do you teach them to learn to earn money? You know, one thing, I want to make a reference to Proverbs, one of the wisest men that ever lived, the man called Solomon. In Proverbs 14:23, he said, all hard work brings profit, but mere talk only leads to poverty. Have you thought of that? Mere talk. A lot of us, we talk a lot, we don't do any act. We don't act upon anything. So as a parent, you begin to teach them, look, it's not just about talking. Some children can talk and talk and talk. Teach them to use their hands, that learn this skill. And when you learn this skill, it will help you to earn. So what do you start doing? Let's look at the practical steps. Give them appropriate tasks according to their age. It will be in the house. The child is telling you, Daddy, I will need money for something. You tell the child, you're gonna work for it. I will give you the money, but you have to work for it. And the child begins to learn that, okay, if I work, okay, go sweep the yard. If you sweep the yard, I'm going to give you this. If you want this, just give them. It's not because they cannot. You say, how can I tell my child to go and work before I give his or her needs? No, it is not that. You are teaching, you are training that child to have the sense that he needs to work for the money that he wants or he needs. You can do as much as go and help that person. If you help that person do something, I'm going to give you this. And that person, and the child begins to have that mentality. The great way to do this it's as early as possible. They go to wash the plates. At times, I don't want to wash dishes and things. Okay, go and wash the dish. I'm going to pay you every night. So that it's not as if you are bribing the child. You can set it up as a tax. Okay, this is the deal this week. I want to pay you 1,000 naira. I'm going to give you 200 naira every night. But the work you're going to be doing is that by 8 o'clock, you must wash all the dishes. And then, so that child knows, okay, what does he want me buy 1,000 naira for? Maybe you've agreed you're going to buy this for him. The hairband costs 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira. I want to buy this hairband for you, but you need to work for it. You understand? Just create fun out of it. It's not like employer-employee relationship and this. You make them to enjoy doing it. I hope you can get what I'm trying to say. The next thing is you need to teach your children money mindset. When you say money mindset, wealth is built, not given. You know, there's a lot of things that go around us and amongst the children nowadays. There's what you call the entitlement mentality. Well, it's my father's own, I need to have it. It's my mom's own, I should have it. And whether they work for it or not, you should make them understand that the family wealth is built. You don't just get up. You hear most of these multi-wealthy guys, maybe you've heard of Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, they have never said they are going to will their billions to their children. They said they are going to give them to charity. And this, you begin to ask, why are they doing this? Let me give you a biblical principle that supports that. If you look at that same book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 3 to 4, it says, by wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. I want you to note these words: knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. By wisdom, the house is built. That's wisdom. Remember, in our series, I always talk about knowledge as information is knowledge, and understanding is comprehension, and wisdom is action. So you take action, you build the house by wisdom, and through understanding, it is established. When you comprehend things through knowledge, its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. Now, this is a principle of wealth creation that you should instill. Let them know that wealth is built. It's not given. You are not waiting, daddy, you've made good money, you've made millions. But when you make the millions, you have to train them. You know, in my own place, from the part I come from, the Yoruba sect in Africa, they always say, is a child that you did not train is the one that will sell off the things that you've acquired. Do you get that? If you do not train the child to know how to manage money, how to create wealth, then it's that same child that will lead to, you know, everything that you have worked for. You see, that child could lead to, you know, getting everything squandered. Like of a young man who used all his life to build a very big house just because he thinks he was going to have a large family and things. The man worked really, really hard. And then he sent his children, you know, sent them abroad, because when he became successful, he sent these children abroad. Now, this man got to the point where he must answer the call of God, and then he died. The children came home for his burial. And when, after the whole day, as a matter of fact, they came in, they flew into the country like on a Thursday, did the burial on a Wednesday, did the burial thing Thursday, Friday. By Saturday, these guys were ready to jet back to the US. And then the butler that had grown with them in that house came to meet them, 3 of them. He said, sir, because they all grew up with him, when they grew up with them as they were growing. And he asked them, he said, you guys are going. How about this house? How about this house? What's going to happen to it? And they looked at the guy and said, Baba, do you want the house? The man couldn't answer. They said, do you want the house? And the man couldn't. He said, yes. They said, if you want it, take it. And that's how they gave the man the house. Now, if that father knew that his labor to establish a great house for his children, no matter the circumstance, that house could have been kept, They will have earned some revenue. If they love that butler so much, they could have said, okay, you still be in charge. They could have found different kind of alternative. But because they don't have value, they don't even value the thing, let it go. What are you building today that you are not carrying those young ones and building their wealthy mindset along? Those things can turn out to be things that will work against you. Why don't you start? Practical steps. What do you need to start doing? You start teaching them. You share stories. One of the things you need to do is every time engage them, tell them stories of people who through hard work acquired wealth, and let them know that it is a good choice to make. Let them begin to have that mindset. Mindset don't grow in a day. They are built over a period of time. All right, the number 3 thing that we are going to go. Before I go into the number 3, I want you to do what? Click on the like and share button. I want you to share it now. Just take out some time. If you are getting something from this, if you think it's benefiting you, why don't you just share it? Share it with your friends, guys. Share it. When you click on share, it's going to take you to WhatsApp and things. Share it amongst the groups that you belong to and let them have a feel of what you are getting as a financially intelligent parent. All right. Now, the third item that we need to consider is you must begin to teach the children investment, investing young. You see, when you begin to introduce investing in their life as early as possible, and the anchor that I like to use, just like the previous one, I always use this formula. I call it my ECC 11 formula. ECC 11 formula. And what is ECC 11? Talking about Ecclesiastes 11, 1 and 2. He said, ship your grains across the sea. After many days, you may receive a return. Invest in 7 ventures. Yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. Wow. That is, this particular principle encourages investment. You as a parent, you see, everything I'm talking to you as a person, as you teaching your children or your grandchildren, you too, you should apply them in your own life. He said, invest in 7, yes, in 8, for you never know what disaster could come. So at an early stage, you begin to show them how to invest. Show them the difference between what we call assets and liabilities. I think there was a particular topic we had talking about assets and liabilities. So engage them, let them know. Assets, simple assets. I love some videos that I see recently on YouTube. Is it on YouTube or one of these social media, where a parent was telling the child the difference between assets, in a very educational, simple way for that child to understand that assets are the things that gets you money and liabilities are the things that takes away money from you. So when the child is asking, Daddy, can I buy can I buy a toy? Can I buy this particular thing? You're able to tell the child, come, if you buy this bicycle, is it an investment or a liability? He said, oh, because it's going to take away money from me, that bicycle become a liability. But you can easily tell that child also that same bicycle, if you want me to buy this bicycle, let's see how to make this bicycle an asset. And the child will be interested in that. That is teaching investment, teaching business. Okay, how can we make this bicycle an asset for it to generate money for you? You say, how many of your friends will like to ride your bike? You say, well, if I start to ride my bike, some of them will like it and things that, okay, let's do this. Can you, if you ride your bicycle, maybe you have your play hour. If you're going to ride the bicycle around the estate for 2 hours, the first hour you will ride it. And on that bicycle, you can put on it bicycle for rent. Yeah, that's it. It's a bicycle for rent. You just put it. See, these guys, it will be fun to them, guys. It will be fun. Bicycle for rent. So during that 1 hour, you are riding and you ride around the houses of your friends and sailing and things. By the time one of them will come to you, you want to rent this bike. Okay, you can rent it for $1. You can rent it for 10 naira, for 100 naira. You can rent it for 200 naira. Just great fun. I will allow you ride my bike for 1 hour for 100 naira. You know what you are doing? It's not the 100 naira, it's not the 1,000 naira, it's not the amount. But he begins to have that thing that, okay, this bicycle is not just, is an investment for me. I want to generate more money so that I can buy another. Then also, apart from that, you see, one thing that you teach children to do, of course, we always say save. Do you know that the rich guys do not teach their children to save money? They don't teach children to save money. The only reason why you save money is for you to gather enough so that you can invest. That's the only reason. You want to save money, gather enough so that you can invest. Savings does not make you rich. Investment does. So what do? You begin to show them, save your money in this particular way. You teach them practical way. This is, we have the stock market, we have the bond market. Begin to teach them as early as possible. Now, in that is why one of the things we have in the Rich Vision platform, the Rich Vision cooperative platform, we have accounts for children also, where your children, you can help them save 10,000 naira monthly, 150,000 naira monthly, 100,000, depending on you. They can put the money together and put it there. You know why we always encourage the cooperative as against any other kind of savings program, especially when you are saving to invest? One of the things the cooperative will do is this. You see, I can save 20,000 naira for my child every month for a particular project that he wants to do. So if I save 20,000 naira monthly, at the end of a month, at the end of the year, I would have saved maybe 20 times 12 months, maybe that's about 240,000 if my mathematics is correct. Maybe I've saved 240,000 naira. Now, this child, you want to teach this child investment. So what you can do with the 240,000, the cooperative will allow you to access times 2 of the amount. You get what I'm saying? Times 2. So maybe I have 3 kids now, 3 children. I'm saving 20 for them. And then at the end of the year, each of them, maybe they have 240 in their account. Now, we want to take a loan. The loan will require guarantors. In the Rich Vision Cooperative, you don't need collaterals. You just need guarantors of people that are in the cooperative with you that have some of what you want to receive. So if it's the elder one that you want to bring on the investment platform, you can tell the guy, okay, you have 240. We are going to take a loan from the cooperative, which is going to be times 2. That means you can access as much as 480,000 naira. Can you imagine that? And fortunately, for the Rich Vision cooperative loan, it is interest-free. So I'm going to teach this child, you get this 240,000, and then we ask the cooperative to give us a loan, which is 480,000. So with this 480,000, you are going to invest it in the bonds market, in treasury bills, in gold, in whatsoever the investment vehicle that you are teaching that child to harness. And he has that. And you know what? Tell them, you've taken a loan to get this asset. You've taken a loan to invest. You have to return that money. And what do you need to do? You need to double your work so that you can pay back the loan and also increase your savings. See, there are a lot of ways we can help teach these children investing, and also it applies to you as an adult also. So as you begin to look at it, you want to make a certain investment in a certain area, begin to put it. They said gold. I should invest in gold. Gold is about 100 and something thousand naira per gram. How do I do it? Okay, if I begin to save a certain amount and I get my other friends to save along with me. Why do I want my friends to save along with me? So that we can stand for ourselves as guarantors in the cooperative and access an interest-free loan. Everybody can do that, but not everybody does. It's so simple and it's also not easy to follow. So, all right, so that is about investing. The next thing you need to teach your children, number 4, is to solve problems. That's, you begin to teach them to think like entrepreneurs. My, oh my. You are not going to work so hard just to train your children to become employees, to get them into the 9-to-5 job. And the only way you can teach them to become entrepreneurs is to teach them to know how to solve problems. Wealthy parents encourage children to be problem solvers and thinkers rather than simply consumers. So, how do I back this up? If you look at Proverbs 22, verse 29, that one tells us, it says, do you know someone that is skilled in their work? They will stand before kings. They will not stand before ordinary, obscure men. Do you want your children to stand before kings? Then they should have skills in their hands. This is a principle that you need to follow. So, what skill? Online skill, offline, whatever skill, teach them. If you become a problem solver, like as it's always been said, they said that the more people you can help to solve problems, the richer you become. Do you get it? The more problems you can help people to solve, the richer. The more you can help people to get what they want, you will get all you want. These are principles of success. And how will you help them to get what they want? By having a skill that will solve a particular problem that they have. So encourage your children to think creatively about solving problems. This is very, very key. Whether it's through starting up a business, or coming up with an invention, or simply finding a way out of life to make life easier for others. Teach entrepreneurship. Teach them early. It will help them. It will help them build for success. When you teach them that entrepreneurship and they have that entrepreneurship mindset, I tell you, they become wealthy. All the wealthy guys you know, they are entrepreneurs. Oh, I don't know which wealthy guy you know that is an employee. All wealthy guys are entrepreneurs. So don't you think this is the right thing to start teaching them at the early stage? Many of us, when we were growing, our parents, based on what they know, they taught us to be employees. That's what most of our parents, that's based on what they know. Remember when they will tell us, read your book, make sure you get good grades so that you can get a good job. Is that not the phrase? Read your book, get a good grade, you get a good job. If you don't read your book, you are not going to get a good job. No, you hardly hear parents say, read your book, get good grades so that you can start a business. But now that should be a change in our times. Read your book, get good grades, acquire knowledge, and become an entrepreneur. That should be, you begin to program their minds towards that area. Not that read your book, get good grades, and get a good job. Let them be the job creators also. They will start somewhere, of course, but let that mindset, even when they go start as entrepreneurs, they will get to that point where they know that my father has always told me to become an entrepreneur. As he's always thinking, after some time, that entrepreneurship thing will come out of that child fully. If you agree with what I'm saying, I want you to put it in the comment section as I give you the last one and very, very important. Put it in the comment section that you agree. Do you agree with this? I want you to put a comment, or maybe there's something else that you think it should. Just put it in the comment section. Let's engage, guys. I want to put it in the comment section. Do you agree with these things so far? Now, the last and final one I want to talk about is help them to learn to fail fast. To fail fast. Now, when we talk about failing fast, there's what we call failing forward and failing backwards. Some people, most of us today, why we are not where we should be is because we experience failure at one point in time in business, in our ventures. And because you failed, you did not do well, because of that, you said, no, this is not for me. I'd rather go back to doing this. And you never move forward. I always refer to this. Many a times, I've been an entrepreneur for quite a while now. Oh, have I been very, very successful? Oh my. I'm going to tell you a lot of failures in the bags. But do you know what? A day came, I was so perturbed and I was wondering, is it that God is not with me in this thing? Why will I pray and, ask God for a particular way of doing a business? I don't believe the inspiration to do a business comes from the devil. Of course, it comes from God. So if it actually came from God, why should life not succeed? And of course, I always pray that anything I lay my hands on should be blessed. But why should I fail? Then one day I stumbled on this word of this man, King Solomon. Proverbs 24:16. It says, for though the righteous fall 7 times, he said, they rise again. Wow. He said, though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. But the wicked stumble when calamity strikes. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, just look at this. This word gave me a kind of encouragement. So the righteous can fall. I thought since he's a righteous, he shouldn't fall. I thought since he's a righteous, any business he does should just flourish. Then it went bad. I remember the man called Jacob. Or was it the man Jacob or the man called Isaac? He said he sowed. He said he dug a well. He dug the first well, and they took away that well from him. That Isaac was supposed to be the child of the man that has a lot of covenant upon him, the man called Abraham. But this same man dug a well, and some people took it from him. He said he dug another well, and they took it from him also. Can you imagine? And I thought God was supposed to be with this guy. God was supposed to, guide him and, defend all his property as the son or the seed of a righteous person. But they took it from him. But he continued. He said the third one, when he dug the last one, he said, for this they did not contend with him. Ladies and gentlemen, what business did you start that did not go well? You stopped. You never went again. Can you imagine if that guy stopped at the first or he stopped at the second? Would he ever reach the third? Ladies and gentlemen, one thing you want to teach your children early in life, let them know how to fail forward. You teach them that mistakes are part of the growth process. That every mistake, every failure is a stepping stone to greater benefits. Guys, I'm talking to you right now. You ventured into one business or the other, even though we are talking about doing it with the kids. You ventured into a business in the past. It did not work out. Don't let it set you back. Jump at it again. Try another thing. Try another thing. Try again. It might be difficult, but you will surely get it. So help the children to have that understanding that mistakes are natural and should be viewed as a learning process. Encourage them to try new things. Teach them resilience, how to bounce back strong after every setback. When they fail, instead of offering comfort alone, ask them, what did you learn from this? Let them be prepared. They will not only be prepared for financial success, but they will grow in wisdom, in character, and in integrity. Let us begin to raise them to have value for hard work. Let them begin to see the importance of investing. Let them begin to have that, know that there's nothing like entitlement mentality. Let them see and know the power of problem solving and entrepreneurship. As we empower them to think rich, we have just given them financial wealth and help them to stabilize a future that is godly also. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, the goal is not to make rich children, but to teach them how to manage and multiply their blessings. Because I know for sure, with all these things that you are learning, your children will be super rich. They will be super successful. But will they be able to manage it? It's dependent on what you begin to teach them. You can teach your child to be rich. Now, in all of this, is there anything difficult to teach them? These are the principles of the world. God be with you and with your children. All right, just before we go, I want you to go now. Click on the subscribe button. This is your first time. Click on the subscribe button. Click on the share button also. Let us share this knowledge everywhere. I want to appreciate you. I'll be looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. Once again, is your friend and partner, Olushola Popola. Do have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Waking up at dawn, light breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall. Success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong in this rhythm.